Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. Joining me today, he is an actor, both stage and film, has done numerous commercials. He does voiceover. He's also a photographer from Durham, Ontario. And this is, sorry, please welcome Patrick Marlon Bender. Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thank you, Nancy. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I had trouble getting all of that out.
Yeah, all good, all good.
I was just looking at your resume. Oh, you've been in a lot of films. Like,
I've been doing this for about 10 years now. So yeah, I don't even realize it until I actually look at it. And it's like, wow, you know what? It's been, yeah, a lot of projects.
yeah, for sure. So what made you decide to do acting, get into acting?
So it's a strange story. I was a very shy kid and I never wanted or never really looked at it. But my daughter, who at the time was, I think, 19 or so, no, maybe younger, she wanted to do it. So she was a version of me, as our children are, but she didn't have that fear factor. So she loved stage. She could remember. I mean, it was brilliant. And so she wanted to do this. And I had a friend of mine who became an agent. And basically, I went with her to the auditions. And I'm looking around, thinking, well, I could do this maybe. So anyway, so I spoke to the agent, and then the agent then eventually said to me, "Yeah, you could. It's the right age group. There's opportunities for you, but you have to take some courses."
Right.
Oof, there, my heart sank in my stomach. Thinking, oh boy, here we go in front of people. So I was at this moment, and basically, I did the courses. I sucked it up, and I moved forward from there. And my daughter ended up doing a commercial, ironically, but then stopped just as I started. So to this day, I kind of say, did you stop because I got into it? She won't admit it, but anyway, so she stopped and I ended up doing it, and I just progressed from there. It just happened that way,
Very,
organically.
very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, very cool. I just have to ask a question. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it says you're the lead, and other times it's the principal. So what's the difference?
Um, it varies. I still have trouble understanding the lingo, but a lead would definitely be the primary actor of the shoot, the role. It's a lead role, whereas a principal meaning you're part of that primary crew, but you're not the main focus,
Oh,
if
okay.
that makes sense. Yeah, that's the way I've been able to kind of decipher it and categorize it, and it seems, based on my agent, that's the way it needs to be put. So,
Right. No, I
yeah.
know from experience that camera is like this, where stage
Right,
is like this, right?
right,
So
right, right,
big
right.
adjustment anytime you go from one to the other, correct?
Yeah, I haven't done much theater, to be honest with you. It is a completely different beast. I have so much respect for people who do theater because I mean, the work involved just to get to that point where you're actually performing in front of people, the memorizing is just surreal. So yeah, it's something I'm trying to dabble in more actually in the near future to really push the boundaries. But yeah, it's a totally different beast for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you have to project, right? Whereas you can
You
speak
do.
quietly on like with a microphone.
You do. Sure. Sure. Absolutely. And yeah, you don't have a microphone in your face like you do in acting, right?
Yeah, for sure. Now I know it says you've also done, let's see, is it improv and comedy?
I've done improv. Again, nothing major. I've kind of put it this way. One day on my tombstone, it will say, Patrick Marlon Bender, at least he tried. That's what it's going to say. So and that's kind of what my resume ends up reflecting. It really is me dabbling into everything to see how I feel about it. Can I do it? Is it a barrier, a fear barrier? Can I push it? And it just makes me grow. So yeah, I've done improv to answer your question. Again, I'm always quick. I've always been quick in responses and reacting. So it just was something I wanted to try, and it was fun. I don't know, given the opportunity, I would do more, but again, it has to happen. So
Yeah, right. So with the movies, do you have any role that you really like stand out for you?
so I haven't had really any major roles per se, but I can say that of the I wouldn't say it's movies of kind of these specialty shows, these reenactment shows where they tell stories. I played a detective, a German detective, and it was funny. But I had to do a German accent, and my parents are actually from Switzerland, so I do speak Swiss German, ironically, and I was able to do the accent, but in a more comedic way. And for some reason, don't understand why, but when I try to memorize something, if there's an accent, it's easy. If there is no accent and I have to memorize just English, for
Yeah.
some reason it takes forever. And I don't know why that is. So yeah, that was just a fun thing, and it was kind of pushing again the boundaries. And yeah, this role as a detective, German detective on this, I think it was called Bizarre Murders was the show. But yeah,
You also speak French as well?
I do born and raised in Montreal. So yeah, born and raised in Montreal. Now, oh, yourself too?
Well, I wasn't born there, but I was born in
Okay.
Brunswick, but I was raised in Montreal. So,
Oh, okay, great, wow. Yeah.
so where were you? Were you in Ontario by the time you started doing the acting?
Yeah, for sure. I came into Ontario in, I don't even remember, no, 97 or so, 96, I think initially. And then once I started a family there, my daughter, and then that's how it kind of happened again. I did acting way back in high school. And it's an interesting story, actually. I'll tell it to you. So again, very shy individual, but somebody asked me, can you do this thing for theater in front of an auditorium of, people? And I'm like, oh my God. And then I had a girlfriend at the time who was part of it. And so of course I went and did it. So shy, so embarrassed. It was so awkward. And what happened, talk about improv, is that the person I was supposed to catch, I was a doctor, and the patient fainted, and I was supposed to catch her. And she didn't fall right, so I couldn't really catch her properly. But improvisation kicked in and just made it look funny because it was supposed to be funny. Everybody laughed. It was like the whole auditorium. And later on, people were stopping me in the hallways, and I remember saying, "Oh, that was amazing! You were awesome!" And I'm thinking, that's weird, but it just showed you how you can take a situation and make it. And it really kind of introduced me to that. But I just didn't have the guts at that time to kind of pursue it further. So it took
Right.
20 years later. Yeah.
And I know a lot of actors are very shy. Like personally, I have social anxiety,
Mm,
but I can be on a stage, I can be in front of a camera. I love doing that, So
really? Wow.
it's just who we are. Like we're kind of I don't know how to say if it's introverted extroverts, maybe.
Sure.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of actors really big actors who have social issues who are completely different in person. Yeah, 100% right. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So would we recognize any of the? I'm looking at these films, of course, but
yeah.
would we recognize any of these films? The names of them?
They're too small. I would say they're independent. Most of them are shows. The films, kind of reenactment shows, detective
Yeah.
shows, stuff like that. That's basically my bread and butter, or has been. I've done a lot of independent films that are out there, and I like to think that most actors can say this too, is that you don't see a fraction of the stuff you're in.
Yeah.
I have been on national commercials in the US. I have never seen. I've been on reenactment shows with just a famous star story, kind of like disaster stories that I know I'm in. I've never seen. They exist, granted, and I've heard them exist, but I've never seen them. So that's as far as big features, that's up and coming. That's our next conversation.
Right. But I just realized something that people will recognize, and that's
Yeah.
Star Wars Canada. Storage Wars Canada.
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh my
That's
gosh. Yeah.
yeah, that's a very popular series. I don't know if it's still on, but
Reruns.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
lots of reruns. Yeah.
Okay. Where did I read? The Face.
The Face was something I did a long time ago. It was a very independent feature. Again, never seen it. Don't know it ever made headway whatsoever. It was just one of those weird murder horror stories that
Yeah,
there's so much out there, right? Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But out there, that was with Melissa DeMarco, right? So
No, Melissa out there is with Melissa DeMarco. Yeah. That was our show, right? Out there. And that was way back. She does that. And yeah, ironically enough, I never saw that. And that was a long time ago. And I just saw it maybe a month ago for the first time. That clip. Yeah.
So
Because she was Go ahead.
sorry, I was just going to say, so what was that like for you to just see it all, so long after you've done it?
Yeah, it's neat. It's like, oh wow, that was actually really good. I wish I could have shared it with everybody at the time. I would have been proud of it. And you depend on these things, right? You depend on your work to kind of boost your own confidence, I guess, and a little bit ego as well. Of course, it helps. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's nice to see that they're out there. It's just sometimes hard to find. So
Do you have anything coming up? Like, be in mind that this is going to air on the 31st of this month.
Okay, sure. Well, I have nothing specific that I can talk about per se, but I've done a recent commercial, a national commercial. So chances are you'll see my face again on your TV, but because I tend to do or have done a lot of commercials. And I'm also going to actually, as we talked about theater, going to do a play early next year in April, most likely. And it's really out of the box for me. Again, I can't say much because I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but I'll be doing a lot of improv in the role. I'll be interacting with the audience, and I don't know how huge it'll be or become, but it's just something that's really, I mean, for me, it's really pushing my boundaries.
Right.
But again, like everything, it just makes you grow, and I'm going to try it and see what happens.
Sounds like fun too, as well.
It can be, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so now I know you're on Facebook, right? So people can find you there if they want to find out what your work is. It just there you can click on your resume to, that's what I'm looking at right now, right?
Oh, okay.
To get about all of these things, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a number of hobbies, like wow, fencing.
Remember, at the end it says, "At least he tried." Don't forget.
Well, that's right. But I like that though. When I think about somebody, like if they're afraid to try something because they might fail, the thing is, at least you would have tried.
Right.
Right.
You may not like it, and you may not continue it, and you may not be a pro at it, but and it becomes a conversational piece. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Just like fencing.
Fencing. I did fencing for a few years. My dad did fencing way back when he was younger in Switzerland, and I never thought I would do it, but I ended up trying it. And it's a young man's game, I'll tell you that, because you have to be limber and you can pull ligaments and muscles very quickly. But I loved it. I did it. It's anybody most people don't really know about fencing, but man, is that a workout? So you talk about all these cardio things, that's a workout. But I did that for a long time, and I still know it. So I don't practice it regularly, but yeah.
That's
great.
Cool. That's a cool thing to do. I've never tried it. Baseball, I think that's common for a lot of young people.
Right. I mean, baseball, soccer, basketball, all those things. I mean, again, not a pro in any way, shape, or form, but definitely have, hand-eye coordination, can do them all. So yeah.
And you can carry a tune.
I can carry a tune. Yeah. Again, that's another boundary. Actually, that play that's coming up, I might actually have to test that boundary. Okay. Yeah, not to the best, but so we'll see. I'll keep you posted.
I got a musical last name, but I can't sing. I resent people who can.
Do you at least play the instrument?
No. I did this as a teenager, but I just never stuck to it,
Sure.
Okay, so yoga.
Yoga, yeah, especially as I get older. I'm not gonna lie, it's gold. I did it years ago. I kind of pulled something and I said, "Oh, this is dumb. I'm not doing this anymore." But as I get older, I definitely realize the value, because I do kickboxing on a regular basis, and that really kind of makes every part of your body move and pull and tug, and it's really good for the joints. So yoga is definitely that in the middle, stretching, relaxation, stay limber, because you stop moving, it's over, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I know a friend who teaches yoga, and she said it's very healing mentally as well.
Absolutely. Meditation is something that I've always been fascinated by. Right. Not an easy task. Again, a lot of respect for people who can do it properly. But if you can get there, so that's long-term goal.
Yeah, that's true. Tell me about a teleprompter.
Teleprompter?
Yeah. That's what it says here.
Teleprompter. Well, about using a teleprompter? I'm not quite sure.
That's a list with your special skills. On your list of special skills.
I don't know. Maybe it kind of mixed up on the printing. Teleprompter. I mean, if teleprompter in the fact of using a teleprompter on a set, maybe it's a point that I do know how to use it. So not everybody knows how to read properly and make it look like the reading. Maybe that's what that was. I haven't looked at that. This is from Facebook, you said?
Yeah, well, no, this is on your resume.
Oh, interesting. Maybe it might be a typo. I have to look at it.
Okay. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. So anyway, I know that you've also played, let's see, a doctor. I think did you mention that already?
I didn't, but many times actually, but yeah.
You played a doctor many times?
In different roles, yeah, different settings. That theater thing way back in high school, ironically, I was a doctor, and in different roles, yeah. Again, commercials as well sometimes.
Cool,
So background doctor as well.
right? I
Yeah.
could tell everybody your height, your weight.
Yeah, no, don't do that, please. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Please,
And,
underestimate.
right,
Sorry,
right.
just kidding. Okay,
No,
just
all good.
kidding. Well, I think I've covered everything as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but I want you to just stay on camera, okay?
sure, sure.
So I want to talk to the audience. So you've listened to Patrick Marlon Bender. Remember, he's on Facebook, and from there you can look at the list of credits that he's, the things that he's been in, and it's just a lot of fun. It's quite a long list, so it's really cool. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching the show. I hope you continue to do so. Take care, everybody, and peace out. Thank you, Patrick. This has been great. It's still recording. I push end, but it still records.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah, here, no, I see it as recording as well, so
Yeah.
that's okay. Yeah,
But anyway, once this airs, I will send you the
Yeah.
link. It'll be like for
sure,
my time, okay?
sure. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks again for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nancy. You take care. Good luck.
Bye-bye.